How we doing, everybody? And a good morning. It is Richie from the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast here with my co-host Idris. How you doing, bro?
All's good. All's good. Ready to do this.
Conspicuous by their dual absence. I'm gonna take the blame on Wags. We were gonna start this show at 1 a.m. and I believe that I told Wags, "Hey, take a nap," so he might be knocked out. Our boy Brett's been under a lot of stress. He's actually moving into his house in a couple of weeks, and he was, doing a lot of packing and all that. So I think he might have just fell out. So we'll see if Brett should join us at some point, or Wags for that matter. But I feel good with this dynamic duo we got here.
Let's roll.
What I don't feel good about, though, is this right here. This one hurts a little. Tampa Bay Lightning advancing to the Stanley Cup for a third straight season, winning the previous 2 years. I'm going to start on the Rangers side. Really good season. Definitely overachieved. I think they kind of were about a year or two ahead of what their trajectory for most hockey experts was. I just think it's a matter of fatigue. They played 20 games and only had a day rest, whereas Tampa had 9 days rest to get ready for that series. And experience really showed out. I think the Rangers, going to say in game 3, going into period 3, had a chance to really step on their necks. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Rangers played a solid game 5 at MSG after, allowing the series to get tied. But better team won. But I think the future looks really bright given the age of that young line that the Rangers have. It sucks for Kreider. I want to see him win. Igor Shesterkin definitely giving the franchise the confidence that they can run and build around him, similar to Henrik Lundqvist. They got their man at goaltender. One thing I really did enjoy is at the end of the game, it's traditional for hockey teams to line up, shake hands after a hard-fought series. And both goalies really acknowledged each other as, essentially the two best in the NHL. Lightning going into the finals are going to be playing a deeper offensive team with Colorado, but the goaltending is not going to be on the same caliber of what the Rangers just gave them. I'm going to dive into it, but just my knee-jerk prediction, I'm going to go 4-2 Lightning in the finals, but I am rooting for Colorado, for my boy Jeff, who's actually a diehard Avalanche fan. I'm rocking the jersey. Last time I'm going to wear it, especially living in Florida, at least for a good while. Anything you want to add on this, Idris, before I finish this eulogy for my beloved Rangers?
I say, don't hang our head.
No.
First, the first round we're down 3-1. We came back.
Yeah.
Second round we were down. We came back.
Yeah.
And we took it to the champions, man. And
we did.
We gave them a fight. We
certainly did. We were up 2-0. Mm-hmm. I mentioned to another Ranger fan who I was speaking to right before we got on here, this series eerily reminded me of 1993 when the Pittsburgh Penguins rocked the one-seeded Rangers, and that was a team that featured Mark Messier. Mark Messier was on that team.
That was deep.
Adam Graves. But, we lost to Super Mario and Yama Yager. And those Penguin teams, in my opinion, were the best hockey teams. What Tampa has going now is the best since those Pittsburgh teams.
Yeah.
And, the one good thing is Tampa is 8 series away from tying what the New York Islanders did with their 4 straight Stanley Cups. Hey, it's Brett Bandick.
There we go.
Hey, Brett, how you doing, bud?
Hey, yo.
We had just started, buddy, but you are welcome to join. And we're just talking about hockey. No pressure.
Oh, you already started off.
Yeah, I had put it in the group text. But if you're ready to jump in there, just hop on Messenger. Your invite is in there.
Oh, all right. I give a game face on.
All right, buddy. I'll see you in a few. I told you Brett would show up. I know this, man. All right, buddy. I'm going to go. We're live. All right, so Brett should be here momentarily.
Yeah, I'm happy for the Rangers,
Lot of good moments,
New York needs that.
Yeah. A lot of good moments.
Yeah. New York needed that, too, because we haven't had anything to really cheer for lately. And with the Rangers, I'm proud of them. I'm real proud of them. It'd have been nice to make it to the finals, to the Stanley Cup.
Oh, for sure.
Hey,
I'm going to be honest. It would have been a wide open series, high scoring series, in my opinion, how we played Colorado. But the truth is, I really do believe that the two best teams in these playoffs just got done playing each other. No disrespect to the Colorado Avalanche. I just don't see them beating Tampa right now. I don't see it happening. I could be wrong. And, that's why they play the games.
4-2 Tampa.
Yeah.
And I think Colorado, I have a couple of close games, but I think they're going to throttle. I mean, I want Colorado win because I forget the Lightning.
Yeah. I'd like to see Colorado win because I'm just tired of looking at the Lightning every year.
Yeah.
But if the Lightning are going to make history and take it away from the Rangers' rival and work their way towards it, and in a cap era in hockey or any sport for that matter, to reel off that kind of success consecutively is really impressive.
Yeah.
It's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
Richie Hicks, the Celtics are winning in 7. My boy David Leary. Leary, I think, is going 6, and I think the Warriors are taking that. I'm going to hit on the NBA in just a bit. We're going to save that towards the end. But Leary, thanks for stopping in, bro. Good to see you up here. I mean this with all respect, but fuck your team. And yeah, my boy.
Boston fan?
That's his go-to. Like whenever we're talking Yankees.
Oh yeah.
Yankees. He'd be like, "Fuck your team." That's like our little. That's like our love language to each other as hating each other's teams. But good dude, nice to see you up here. But hockey season is over. Yeah. Hockey season is unfortunately over. So hang on 2 seconds. All right.
Yeah.
All right, that's a little lighter. Oh, the Bambino.
The great Bambino.
I'm rocking the Derek Jeter.
Too great. Too great.
Since we're speaking on the Yanks, might as well go there.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy week, bro. A lot of side notes on this wild week the Yankees went through. So, gonna kind of take it one step at a time here. Aaron Judge. This is wild, bro. This here is a little crazy, bro. This is actually an issue here. This is actually pretty crazy. Second Yankee in history to 22 home runs in his first 53 games. The man on your back is the other New York Yankee, that being the late, great Babe Ruth. To put that in perspective, and to think how many years the Yankees have been in existence, originally starting in Baltimore, then the New York Highlanders, now they're the Yankees. 1903 was the first season of Yankee Stadium. They're on their third model of Yankee Stadium now. But just to think about that, put that in perspective. You think about all those dudes that are in Monument Park, the Mantles, the DiMaggios, the Mattingleys, all these guys. Aaron Judge, who is betting on himself this year. There he is. Yep. Oh, shit.
The king.
Oh.
Hey, yo.
Look what you
Got the 4-5, MJ.
He got the MJ 4-5.
Yo.
That's the comeback.
Yeah, that's at 55 at MSG.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember those days.
We're gonna hop on the NBA in a little bit. Bear with me, but yeah, crazy week. I had just got done telling Idris Brett about Aaron Judge doing something that only Babe Ruth has done, which is hit 22 homers in his first 53 games. That's phenomenal. Another crazy thing. 7th time in Major League history that a team started a game off with 3 consecutive home runs, but they didn't win. Garrett Cole had his worst outing in years. Actually, the worst outing of his career. Gave up 4 home runs in the game.
He got smoked early.
Yeah, they still won.
Yeah. The Yankees have a lot of resolve the day before that, adding to this crazy week of theirs. Nestor Cortez bringing in a league best ERA. That took a dip. The Yankees still win. And the funny thing about the Cole game, the 2 guys that played hero are literally the 2 worst Yankees this year. Joey Gallo, Aaron Hicks, playing the hero.
The 2 guys we want to get rid of.
Yeah, 2 guys you want to get rid of, and they came up huge. 3 home runs between the 2 of them. Gallo hit 2. My namesake hit 1. I'm going to check out the comment box here. David Leary's telling me you have no sound. Well, I don't know about that, buddy. We all hear each other here.
I don't have sound, or you don't have sound?
Apparently, I don't have sound.
Well, I mean, just give him some sign language.
Yeah.
See if you catch
That is interesting, though. He did make a mention that we don't have any sound, so I'm hoping that
throw up the Chattanooga sign. I'm pretty sure you might see that.
No, I'm hoping that this is actually not an issue on the other side. We will find out soon enough.
I mean, I can hear you guys perfectly fine. So I don't know.
We can hear each other. According to one of our viewers, he's saying we don't have any sound. Can't worry about that now because we actually are live and doing this. So let's continue with this.
Tell him to turn up his volume.
Yeah, it could be something as simple as the volume. So I'm not gonna put too much stock in that just yet. Another thing on the Yankees, and this is a very interesting one, and this was all part of the crazy week. Miguel Andujar demanding a trade, even though he doesn't have any leverage in that situation.
Yeah.
And it kind of has to do with Hicks and Gallo. Essentially, a lot of people in the fan base are pissed off that Miggy got sent down to Scranton again. And while I do understand that, the frustration, this is my take. He didn't play well when he had the opportunity at third. That was part of the reason why Gio Urshela got the shot. Ultimately, Urshela gets traded to Minnesota in that big shakeup to get IKF as well as Josh Donaldson. Ben Rortvedt has still not played a game for the Yankees. I don't think the Yankees are really worried about it. Jose Trevino has been awesome. Nobody's missing Gary Sanchez. But
oh no.
Oh, come on.
Oh no.
But the thing with the thing with this Andujar situation, if I was in control of it, I would, and if I was his agent, I would be like, bro, do your best in the minors, shut the fuck up, because a year from now, left field could be his. Because Joey Gallo, very unlikely that the Yankees give him another contract. Giancarlo Stanton doesn't play enough left field for it to be considered his position because he is at least a 50% DH.
Yeah, no, he's a DH primarily. So
he's a DH.
Well, he's been getting action in the field because he tends to play better, hit better when he's in the field. And I understand that. Kind of feeling more involved and staying warmer.
Right. But is he a 162 game guy? No.
No.
Like he can't play that position the way he did it before. No. So I actually agree with you on this one. I think Andujar should shut his mouth. And And he's a role player. You know what I mean? He's not an everyday start. You know what I mean? Like he's a fill-in guy.
It comes down to the defensive side of it. If he was able to claim a position, he would play every day because he can hit.
No, he can hit.
But on a team with an extra infielder like a Gleyber Torres, you know, they're mixing and matching Torres, LeMahieu, and Donaldson. Plus, you got Marwin Gonzalez.
Right.
And you got LeCastro, who essentially has taken over the Brett Gardner / Tyler Wade role as the extra outfielder and the guy who could get on base in late games, pinch run. Andahar has the weakest resume when you compare him to the other guys because they all have a position they could play. And nobody's going to bump Giancarlo Stanton, who's going to hit you 40-something bombs a year.
That's too much of a bat.
Out of a DH. You know, you can live with him not being a good fielder because of the way he hits.
I mean, you and I don't agree on a whole lot, but I actually I'm putting down the same coins on this guy that you're putting down. You know, I think he's a utility guy, he's a role player, and he just needs to, play his role and shut his mouth, when they need him.
There's only so many guys that can come up until September.
When the time comes and he has to play that everyday role, then he's got to step up.
Do your thing.
Yeah,
just chill. It's a long season.
You're a professional athlete. You know what I mean? Like you get paid to perform on the spot, and when he's, when you get put on the spot, you don't perform. What happens?
Right.
And a huge thing too to defend Gallo and Hicks for a second is even though they are struggling with the bat up until super recently, they're both starting to finally come around. The one thing that they have over Andahar and also have over a lot of outfielders league wide is that they are both excellent in the outfield. Gallo has a cannon. He can get around. He can play center if he has to. He can play either corner. Hicks is predominantly used to playing in center field. And when he's not in center field, that would be Judge because Judge moves really well for a big man. But the point is, you cannot sacrifice defense for one bat, especially as the season moves along, gets closer. Because like I said, if this dude would have handled it, he had a great 2018. He finished third in Rookie of the Year voting behind his teammate, Gleyber Torres, who was second, and Shohei Ohtani. So the kid definitely could hit. But when you look at the riffraff of the attitude, it doesn't appeal even in a trade now. Like you look at Clint Frazier, he opened his yap going into this Cubs-Yankees series, talking shit about the Yanks, and the Yanks DFA'd his ass. The Cubs DFA'd his ass before the series even started.
Yeah. That was.
Clint Frazier always had a lot of mouth anyway,
Clint Frazier, man. Clint Frazier, come on. I can't even. That's almost a topic I don't even want to talk about. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of a.
It's just another plug in a very weird week for the Yankees. The Yankees are coasting, definitely keeping a similar pace to the '98 squad. It's exciting. And I want to mention to our good friend Richard Dorney, who's probably sleeping right now, his beloved New York Mets are currently down 5-0 to the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, who have lost 15 of their last 16 games.
Their last 16, yeah, they were on a 14-game game streak there.
Yeah, Ohtani came up big. Oh shit! Ohtani came up big and broke that losing streak in Fenway. He hit a homer. He pitched 7 strong innings, and he needed to after getting rocked by the Yanks. Ohtani seems to have the Red Sox number, but has not pitched well historically against the Yankees. And while we're on the topic of the Major League, I want to mention this. Angel Hernandez currently has a lawsuit out even though he's currently employed by Major League Baseball, that there's discrimination at play as to why he has not been promoted to bigger games. And one commonality I've seen amongst baseball fans everywhere, whether you like the Red Sox, the White Sox, the Yanks, the Mets, whoever, this dude has no business behind home plate.
No.
And now he's yapping.
I can't. I mean, his lawsuit. Oh man, it's such a touchy subject. His strike zone is the size of my garage door.
Exactly.
Yeah. And sometimes it's the size of a cat's asshole. The problem is that there's never any consistency.
No,
the guy cannot call a strike, dude.
I mean, like he's trying to pin, Major League Baseball on discriminating for him not moving up in the rankings and doing big games and World Series,
you just suck. You just suck.
But he's horrible.
Yeah, you just suck.
He's horrible.
And one thing go ahead.
We all know Major League, they have their little, like every sport has their little discrimination thing going on. But no, in this case, no, brother. No, buddy, you just suck, man.
He's horrible.
You just suck.
Like, Rich, to me, like, I agree with Eunice. You know what I mean? Like, I call this bullshit. Yeah. I agree with your mom. 120%. Like, I just, they're just trying to raise up, some more drama and more bullshit than where it doesn't need to be.
And that's the main. He needs to sit down.
James Carrera just commented here. Most of these umps don't deserve their jobs the last few years. He's not lying completely because they have actually considered the robot umps. I don't like that. I want the human element, but guys like Angel Hernandez, and this is the fucked up thing. We all know the muddy history of Major League Baseball with the ugly shit, with the Pete Rose shit, with taking too long to put Negro League players who deserve to be in the Hall finally getting there. We know the murky past of racism in Major League Baseball at its early inception. We are all well aware of that. So when someone is crying something comparable to that doesn't have a foot to stand on, it's fucked up. It's fucked up because and this is the other thing. And what a lot of people don't know is that the union for the umpires actually protects Angel Hernandez, his employment. Yeah. Another thing that's interesting is since this all opened up, Major League Baseball has actually promoted both a Latino and an African-American crew as crew chiefs now. So while I will be the first to admit that Major League Baseball does have a murky history, I don't necessarily believe that Angel Hernandez has anything to stand on. But, like anything else, I don't think he's put him somewhere else. Put him at third, put him at first, not behind the plate.
Put him behind the camera.
Yeah. Everybody. I've never seen such a universal disgust with one umpire.
If you're going to file a lawsuit, okay, and discrimination, okay, you know how the NFL is incorporating more female, more, they're doing more female, officials on the field, more female coaches. NBA is doing female coaches. If you're going to discriminate against that. Like MLB doesn't have any female officials or female umpires.
They don't.
Not to my knowledge.
They don't. Also, they don't even have any female coaches.
If you look at it over the last few years,
hold on that one because I cannot confirm that to be true. I would have to confirm that one because I know in the NFL we now have female coaches.
No, NFL and the NBA. Greg Popovich, you know what I mean? Like his, assistant coach was, a chick, and she's great.
I do want to fact check that before we know for sure that to be true. I do not know that offhand, but I do want to fact check that, and I will before the show is over.
Fact check
over
it.
the last 5 or 10 years, umpires have really been putting themselves in the news.
Oh yeah.
'Cause I know how. Yeah, they've been really trying to get their little fame. I can't remember that last guy. Oh shit, it's late.
Well,
But they've been doing a lot
got
of chirping lately.
you got to realize too that umpires are on the big screen just as much as the professional athletes are.
Yeah,
The umpires, the umpires have to perform just as much as the guy with the bat or the guy throwing the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
So it's
Angel
like
Hernandez need to sit down.
And I'll be the first to admit. I'll be the first to admit that it's not an easy job, but something that will always drive me crazy as a fan is why is the same pitch that's called a ball on 2-2 not called the ball on 3-2 when it's in the same damn location? It's like different rules for different counts, and that has always annoyed the shit out of me.
Yeah. Depends how the catcher frames the ball. It depends.
Even playing the game.
It depends on the batter's height and where he's standing. You know what I mean? So it's like that all depends on where the frame is. But everybody's strike zone is different. So I get that on the umpires side of things. You know what I mean? Because look at Chuck Knobloch. You know what I mean? Look at fucking you know what I mean? Look how tiny those guys were. Their strike zone is this big.
Yeah,
this big.
Chuck Knobloch could have been a jockey at Belmont.
Yeah, because
our guy Jeff Elder, who's our guy Jeff Elder. Sorry about your Rangers next year, baby. Hey, I'm used to hearing that, Jeff, but this was a good season. Something to feel good about. And he's a little taken back. He's like, wow, Brett is in a Bulls jersey. For those who don't know, Jeff does have Chicago roots. He's a Bear fan. He's also a Bulls fan. There is a story as to why he does root for the Colorado Avalanche, but I'll let Jeff explain that if and when he finally makes it on the show. But Jeff, I'm pulling for you, dude. I really would love to see you guys win the Stanley Cup. The Avalanche's first cup was actually just a couple of years removed after the Rangers had won in '94. So we'll see how that plays out. I'm done talking about this asshole Angel Hernandez, though. Yeah. I'd like to take a little diversion quickly. Rolling Stone recently ranked the top 10 hip-hop albums of all time. Bear with me. I'm going to read this list to you. I had actually posted it on our Facebook page. But, this is a little... I mean, I like some of these albums, but it's a little skeptical. I'm a little skeptical on some of what got listed.
Did you see the top 50 they posted?
I didn't see that. All I saw was
50 is horrible.
All I saw was the top 6 or 7 that Rolling Stones put on there.
The top 50 got some good ones, but it's someone I'm like, how the hell did this thing get on there? Like Chief Keef. I was like, how is he number 34? I'm like, huh?
Yeah, some of it's
I mean, was he related? Was he related to you? Was he another cousin?
No. He's from Chicago. Horrible rapper.
I don't know. You got a lot of relatives.
I do.
So I wasn't sure what was going on there.
Oh no, I wouldn't claim him if he was, man. Nah, I wouldn't claim him.
No, but they had Ready to Die from the Notorious B.I.G. as the number 1 album, and me being a Biggie fan, I myself cannot co-sign that. I cannot see how that is a better album than Illmatic from Nas, or for that matter, Reasonable Doubt from Jay-Z. Ready to Die would be in my top 10, back half of the top 10. I understand from a popularity level and also being like a cult classic in the sense that he rose to superstardom so quickly. And, being gone so many years, even a lot of these kids that didn't grow up on him, you see them rocking the shirts. My personal favorite album of all time, and everybody has their opinion, is the Low End Theory from Tribe Called Quest. That is my personal favorite. But I mean, if somebody hits me with Reasonable Doubt from Jay-Z or the Marshall Mathers LP from M, I'm not going to necessarily argue. Having said that,
All Eyes on Me.
To be honest, my favorite Pac album is actually Me Against the World. And the reason why is because I felt that there were more filler songs in All Eyes on Me. Plus, it kind of was a different dynamic with the Death Row West Coast beats. The album was a monster. I mean, it made history and an album I love to revisit.
Yeah.
But my personal, Jeff Elder, Hootie and the Blowfish.
Oh my
Greenville,
God.
South Carolina.
Funny Pac story at the MTV Music Awards when Hootie and the Blowfish won. Tupac,
Bluefish, yeah, right.
Tupac presented them the award. He was like, "Oh shit, those are my homies."
Yeah.
So we recently did our hip hop show, but they had the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill in the top 10. And while I do think it was a masterpiece, I don't feel comfortable putting it up there with. I mean, they didn't make no mention of the Roots.
Nope.
The Roots didn't make anything in the top 10. Believe it or not, they kept Eminem out of the top 10, which I found interesting.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
You know what
Plus,
album should have been in the top? The album they didn't put in the top 50? Boogie Down Production, Criminal Minded.
Yes, sir. That was a game changer. That was definitely a game changer. I mean, there's so many variables in how you rank these albums, and a lot of it has to do with how they did on radio and how they did on Billboard. Because part of the thing is that a lot of the underground scene is not necessarily going to embrace what makes it on Billboard. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. But
I'm looking at the list now, and I'm like,
I can't feel comfortable putting
dude,
Reasonable Doubt.
I was a big fan of the Snoop Dogg Doggy Style album.
Well,
you know what I mean?
The Chronic. The Chronic has to be in the top 10. And not because Dr. Dre.
How is that not? You know what I mean? I'm like, Chronic.
Dr. Dre's not a great rapper, but what that album did for hip hop, rap,
that
and
album
changing everything, it has to be in the top 10. I'm not going to argue about Dre's lyrical. He's a great producer. He's not a great rapper, but that album has to be there. It has to be.
Missy Elliott, number 7. I'm like, her whole album was not even hip hop.
No.
She's singing.
I'm sorry. No. That's in the R&B. That's in the R&B. Brett looking like a bobblehead over there.
Thing down and then reverse it. Whatever the fuck. Whatever. I don't know.
Kanye, my beautiful twisted fantasy.
College Dropout. I would put the College Dropout. Or even Graduation.
Right. Or Graduation before I put that one.
Okay, enough of this.
Get enough topic.
Since we're on the topic of nonsense, I gotta call this fucking guy out. Maurice Jones-Drew claims that Lawrence Taylor, I'd love to have this guy on Start Bench Cut, is the third greatest defensive player of all time behind Deion Sanders, who never tackled anybody, great corner,
Never.
and Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald.
I mean, bro, at least pull Reggie White. I at least could entertain that one. Reggie White, maybe.
Deacon Jones or somebody.
Deacon Jones or Bruce Smith.
Oh, yeah. Somebody who really made a difference on it.
Dude, I have nothing
don't get me wrong about Deion.
Oh, Deion was a game changer.
I like, but you know who I put above Deion Sanders? And I'm going to tell you why. I put Darryl Green. I'm going to tell you why. Deion Sanders can shut down one side of the field.
For sure. He cuts off.
But if you notice, when they ran the ball,
he couldn't tackle.
Right, when they ran the ball, they ran to his side because he wasn't going to tackle.
And he didn't want that.
Darryl Green came up to hit you.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's a good
he
point.
could defend. Yeah, that's why I was saying Darryl Green. I'd rather have him because I know he's gonna come up. He's gonna stop the run. He's gonna hit you in the open field. He's gonna chase you down the field. He's gonna run you down. And he's gonna tackle you.
Charles Woodson,
Yeah.
Rod Woodson, Revis Island. Like they did it all. Like they came down in the trenches. They tackled. Dion couldn't tackle. Dion could not
tackle. He wouldn't tackle. Yeah.
He's a coverage. He's a coverage corner. Don't get me wrong. He can cover nobody. He can cover everybody, like the best of them. But when it came to tackling within that, within the, line of scrimmage, he wasn't there.
He wasn't tackling you.
The only 2 times I can honestly say that I saw Dion get undressed on the field, Sterling Sharp, Jerry Rice. Those are the only 2 guys I can honestly say that consistently could get the better of Deion Sanders. But the thing that puts Dion in a different kind of lane is also because of the triple threat in the sense of the punt and the kick return, especially punt returns, that made Dion so damn dangerous. He certainly did. Darryl Green, sometimes, once again, recency bias. Darryl Green, in a lot of people's opinions, was a member of the greatest football team ever because the 92 Washington Redskins, often overlooked, one of the greatest football teams of all time.
They were dirty.
And they beat
they were dirty. Yep.
They beat the shit out of a really good Bills team.
Art Monk. I mean, oh my God, dude.
They had a damn good team. Yeah. But the thing was they got old so fast that people forget about them.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lawrence Taylor, I'm going to say this quickly, and I don't want to get too crazy on this.
This is Maurice Jones-Drew's list.
Yeah. Let a man get it. He's a member of the media.
I don't. Whatever.
He's a member of the media. But my thing is, like, if you never played against a man, how the fuck can you rank him?
Yeah, you can't.
If Joe Montana said that Reggie White's better than Lawrence Taylor, I could listen.
Then Jones-Drew retired before Aaron Donald even came in the league, right?
Yeah, recency bias, bro. I'm not digging it.
Right? He retired already, then, didn't he?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
And if he wasn't retired, he was on his last leg.
He got cut by Oakland.
Yeah.
Because he was with Jacksonville, went to Oakland. They cut him. Yeah, that he retired after that.
Yeah, dude, I don't know.
Lawrence Taylor changed the whole game, the position, and everything.
Absolutely.
He changed everything.
Yeah, he basically made the reason why you draft left tackles and why you make them the focal point of what you're doing. Lawrence Taylor got a lot of left tackles paid.
So is this a show where we're actually going to agree on everything? Because I feel like we're literally agreeing on everything.
Sometimes it happens.
I almost just want to start a fight. I almost just want to start a fight just to start a fight.
All right. Well,
no way, we're getting there.
No, we have a chance here. Short and sweet before I give you my NBA Finals prediction for Game 5, and we're going to go round robin on that. As you can see, I was being a little sarcastic with the headline here. Klay Thompson really getting in his feelings about the Boston faithful. And this is my thing, and I'm going to make it short and sweet. Dude, Michael Jordan, Patrick Ewing, Reggie Miller, Larry Bird, fucking Magic Johnson. No goddamn way that Magic's going to cry about the crowd in Boston in the 80s or that Michael Jordan is going to say that they're calling me names in New York. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Kobe Bryant. Cut from the same cloth.
Kobe's good. He's going to torch you. Like, all right, you want to talk about me? When I come back, I'm going to torch you.
And the bigger reason why I can't take this shit serious is because say what you want about Boston fans of the Celtics, but the Celtic fans are some of the most loyal NBA fans that you'll ever see. Yeah. Similar to Knicks fans, because Knicks fans have been miserable forever, but they still show out forever. The Golden State Warriors, I'm sorry, dude, they have fans of convenience.
Right.
And I get it. Just like the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat have fans of convenience. They left the arena before Ray Allen gave them the lead off the improbable bounce, and they won the fucking series, and that game swung the series. And the Heat fans were running back into the arena. They wouldn't let them in.
They wouldn't let him back in.
That's right.
Right. Yeah.
I've been to a Boston Celtics game twice, and man, that place rocks. And a few times I've been to Boston a whole lot of times.
Phenomenal fans,
and you could tell, when Boston plays at home, you see the jerseys everywhere. I mean, if people never been to Boston, you cannot buy a New York Yankee jersey in Boston. You cannot. They are so passionate about the Sox and the Celtics.
Oh yeah, and I made that horrific mistake when I was a teenager going to Fenway for my first time.
Woo.
Now wait till you hear the story. Wait till you hear the story. Have you heard this yet, Idris? Have you heard this?
My father told me numerous times, do not wear the fucking Babe Ruth shirt, no matter what. The Babe Ruth shirt I had was like a picture of Ruth from like a trading card. And on the back, it had his entire history, but specified how he was sold from the Red Sox to the Yankees and how it swung everything. Bro, in addition to getting our ass kicked, Ramiro Mendoza gave up 3 home runs to to Mo Vaughn. We're getting pelted with beer and fucking mustard and all kinds of other shit. And my father was on the job, so it wasn't like he had the ability to just go and get live. But the point to be made, and this is an abbreviated version, after the show I could expand on this, that place is crazy. And those sports fans are real, and I don't have to agree with them. And I don't have to like some of their shit. The point is that I'm never going to take away the fact that they are real fans.
I still got stains on this one from going to Fenway 2 years ago.
It's no joke.
They
don't fucking – some of it's kind of lightened up because they finally broke the curse. But I'm talking 1997, bro. Like, we were the defending world champions in the middle of a dynasty. And they were angry. As far as Game 5 goes, this series is kind of going the way I thought it would. I predicted the Celtics would win a game at home and win one on the road. And I did call Boston winning Game 1 on an emotional win. I still stand by what I said earlier. Warriors in 6. I still feel Steph Curry asserted himself and swung momentum, in my opinion. And I think the Warriors are a better team. I really do. Warriors in 6.
Same here.
Who do you like in Game 5, Brett?
I'm taking Boston. I'm taking Boston in Game 5.
Really? On the road? You like them on the road? They have been good on the road. I'll give you.
Dude, I said this before the series started.
I know.
They are road warriors. They cannot close out games at home for some reason. They are a better team on the road with their backs against the wall.
I don't see Golden State losing another game at home. I just don't see it.
I don't think they've lost back-to-back games throughout the entire postseason. Like, it's something I really have to look up, but I don't think they've lost back-to-back games.
You might be correct on that. You might be correct on that. But this is where Golden State feels most comfortable. They've been a fixture in this round for the last 5-6 years, with the exception of a couple of bad years.
Boston feels comfortable in this situation too.
Not like them. No, they don't. You're going on history, not on this current Celtic team. This current Celtic team, everything is new.
You want to talk about history? I'll give you a history fact.
Go ahead.
1986, when Top Gun came out, who won the championship that year?
The C's.
Yes.
And you know who else won?
The new Mets. Top Gun came out this year, baby. Guess who's winning this year? Guess who's winning this year? The C's.
But check this out. Every time
the G-Man won that year.
Hold on, Richie. But check this out. Every time
Kanye West and the Mets.
Every time Kanye West drops Kendrick Lamar drops an album, the Warriors win a title.
Ooh, That's a good stat. Wow, I'm getting
He dropped the album.
I'll take,
That's-
Warriors won the title.
I'll take Top Gun over Kendrick Lamar any day of the week. Top Gun,
All right.
Boston Celtics in 7. The way I said it before the series even freaking started. It's going 7, boys. It's going 7.
All right, fellas.
6 games.
We are approaching the 15-minute mark, and I want to make sure we got enough time in case there's a tie or a round 2. So since we're on the theme of the NBA, doing a little history and talking about the Celtics being the quote-unquote underdog, I got a start bench cut that I thought of kind of quickly, but I liked it. We're talking about underdog edition. Finals MVPs on teams that were not expected to win the finals that year against the team they played. Chauncey Billups in 2004 over the Kobe, Malone, Shaq, and Peyton Lakers. Kawhi Leonard against the Golden State Super Team of 2019. And Hakeem Olajuwon at to this day, the only 6 seed that won the NBA Finals, 1995 Rockets, going back-to-back against Shaq and Penny. These are in my opinion, 3 of the biggest underdogs that have ever, not just underdog teams, but underdog MVPs. Because I don't think too many people had Hakeem Olajuwon winning an MVP over Shaq in the series. Chauncey fucking Billups when you got Shaq, Kobe, and Karl Malone. Kawhi Leonard, the super team in Golden State. Start, bench, cut. Who wants to go first here?
So we're start bench cutting the biggest underdog.
The 3 players
right.
You see. The thing they have in common is they won the Finals MVP and their teams were underdogs. That's why I called it the underdog edition. Idris, you go first. I'm going to give you 90 seconds, and then I'm going to have Brett come up with his rebuttal. You're up.
Okay, I'm cutting Kawhi. I'm benching Hakeem. I'm starting Chauncey. I'm going to tell you why. That Laker team, Peyton, Kobe, Malone, that was a deep team.
Yeah.
They got swept, if I remember right.
They stole one.
Stole one. That wasn't supposed to happen. Detroit came out of nowhere and won. With Hakeem, similarly, Shaq was a freaking beast, and I think they swept. I think they swept the Magic, right? Was that the Magic team they beat?
That they did.
They swept the Magic.
That they did.
And they had Penny, they had Shaq.
Guess who the Magic beat that year?
Yeah, they beat Jordan. Yeah, but see that's my point. With Kawhi, I think with Kawhi, people knew when he was going to Toronto what he was going there to do. Him winning the MVP and all that, it wasn't really a shock because of the team he went to. Toronto was already good. They were already good. They just needed that one player to get over the top. LeBron was gone. Everyone said, okay, LeBron's gone. It's wide open. So Kawhi, great thing, but it wasn't really impressive to me. So I'm saying start Chauncey, bench Hakeem, cut Kawhi.
Brett, you're up.
Ooh. I'm going to cut Olajuwon. Only because, that was Jordan's first year back after going to the majors. Jordan wasn't ready to come back. Granted, he didn't play against Jordan. He beat the Magic, yada, yada, yada. I think it would have been a different scenario if Jordan was full and ready and in his prime, ready to go.
Prime.
I
set out 1 year. Oh boy, continue.
I know, but he's out of the game for 1 year. Over a year. Okay. He was out of the game. Okay. He was out of the game. His body was not the same. So I can already see look on your face. So whatever. I lost, whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna keep going. Secondly, I'm going to bench Kawhi. I hate to do it, but he had Greg Popovich as a coach. He was a defensive player for the most part until he later left San Antonio, and then he became the offensive player that he is today. Chauncey, I agree with Idris, is definitely the biggest underdog out of all three. He's the smallest guy in the court. He's a point guard, very smart guy. But he also had the defense to back him up. He had, Ben Wallace. He had he had all those guys. You know what I'm saying? So Chauncey, out of all three of them, is the biggest underdog out of all three. That's my case.
All right. I like the points that both of you made. I'm giving Idris the dub, and I'm going to explain why.
I knew it.
I can't cut Hakeem Olajuwon. That's number one. That Penny and Shaq squad in Orlando, along with Nick Anderson, D. Scott, they defeated Michael Jordan. I don't give a shit if he was wearing 45 and then he wore 23. That man still dropped 55 points on the New York Knicks in Madison Square Garden, a Knicks team that was number one in defense that season.
With 45 on.
Yeah, with 45 on after only being back for about a week and a half. I'm sorry, but I do feel that it's a convenient excuse with that whole Jordan's legs weren't there, because if his legs weren't there, where were the guys who played 82 games? Where were their legs? I'm sorry. The Bulls got beat because they didn't have a power forward. Therefore, I can't even entertain that bullshit. That Orlando Magic team lost that finals based on immaturity, but they were so damn talented. And if Nick Anderson makes those 4 free throws, or maybe even one of those 4 free throws, I think the complete difference in that series. Houston, the only 6 seed to ever win an NBA Finals. I got dreams starting. I cut Kawhi. The reason I cut Kawhi is because KD had a catastrophic injury in that series, which changed everything. Correct. Clay as well, and I do feel that the stage was set for the Raptors to pull that upset, and I think it was the least.
You're cutting or you're benching Kawhi?
I'm cutting Kawhi. I'm starting Olajuwon, and for my bench, Chauncey. While I do admire what Chauncey did, when I look at the stat line of his Finals MVP versus the other two guys, it's not nearly. It doesn't pop off the chart in the same way that Olajuwon, what he did to Shaq, a young Shaq, it just doesn't pop the same way. But because of who they beat, I got to at least not cut him and bench him. That's why Kawhi gets cut, because of all the mass injuries to Golden State. And the reason why I cannot bench Olajuwon is because he single-handedly made Shaq look ridiculous, like fucking ridiculous. He's my starter.
I can keep up with him.
I disagree with both of you on the level of who you started, but the reason why Idris gets the dub is because under no circumstances can I cut Olajuwon based on these three. It was a good points you both made, honestly, though. Where Brett is always gonna get a negative feedback from me is if he makes excuses for Jordan. They lost that series, like I said. Horace Grant was in Orlando. He played a key part of that series, and they didn't have Dennis Rodman yet. Dennis Rodman was actually still.
I don't have to make excuses. Watch The Last Dance again. Jordan will tell you.
Yeah, he'll tell you the way he wants to be remembered, not the way it is.
Well, just listen to it again. Good.
I've seen. Okay. Well, and tomorrow you can watch the show and you can listen to your loss again as well.
Whatever. I'll take the loss. It's a fair loss. I knew I lost it after I saw the look on your face when I cut Olajuwon. So I mean, I knew that. I knew I already got the L when I saw the look on your face, so I kept rolling with it.
I couldn't
So
cut
whatever.
Olajuwon. I couldn't because he embarrassed Shaq. He embarrassed.
A young
He made-
Shaq.
Do we
A
know a guy
rookie
named?
Shaq.
Do we know a guy
A
named Allen?
rookie Shaq.
Do we know a guy named Allen Jr.?
What?
Allen
curious.
Jr.
No, he popped in comments. I'm just curious if because Idris is related to damn near everybody. So I was just curious. He said, Idris, you high on bath salts. Shaq hasn't played in 10 years. He misspelled Shaq with a K, and he put another N on in, the Holiday Inn. I don't know. So whoever Allen Jr. is, not really sure where you're going, bro, but not a misspelling if you're going to call somebody out on being under the influence or something. But anyway, thank you for watching.
Shaq hadn't played in 10 years. What is he talking about?
I don't know because we're talking about finals.
I don't know.
James Carrera just popped up. I'll bench Olajuwon simply because I was 2 for that series and have no idea about it. Oh, you were 2 years old.
Oh,
2 years old. Yeah.
Heard. Gotcha.
Go back and watch the video. It's a good video, man.
YouTube's
Yeah,
a
that's
great
why-
time machine.
YouTube.
Hardwood classics, bro.
Yeah.
Getting off sports and the show for a second, Brett. In advance, I want to congratulate you. You're going to be moving into your new home very soon. I'm also going to be on vacation, so I got you, bro. On any help you need, I'll be around. So whatever you need, I got you guys. Going to definitely help you.
This Wednesday.
That's the day before I go on vacation, but I get out at 6:30. I mean, I can help you that evening.
No, Wednesday or Thursday, either one.
Thursday's a go. I could definitely do that. I wanted to let both you guys know also, did a run on T-shirts. So definitely excited about the new T-shirts coming out for the show. Yeah, it was a process, man. I wanted to shop around. Also going to be doing a run of car magnets like we had similarly when I worked for the Jordan Patrick show. But fellas, great show tonight, man. I had a really good time. Brett came in a little late, but I think he timed it right because Brett's not a hockey guy.
Nope.
And that's it. I mean, Brett, at least he's not making excuses about star bench cut. He loves to make excuses for Michael Jordan, but he's not making it.
Dude, I knew I got the L when I saw the look on your face. So whatever, I'll take it. Whatever.
Yeah, well, you bench Dream.
Yeah, but dude, he played against a young, inexperienced rookie Shaq. So I can't
who was in better shape? Who was in better shape than the Shaq that Chauncey played?
Right. Shaq, Cadillac Anderson.
That's 04 Shaq, not 2000 Shaq.
Right. Dennis Scott and Grant. They had a starting 5 that could play ball.
100%.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
But they lost because they lost because Jordan didn't have his legs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He still had a baseball body.
Brett thinks that Jordan's body transformed in 1 year because he played baseball, which is a big crock of shit.
It did.
Get the fuck out of here. Bro, if he was gone for like 5 years on some Tim Tebow shit, then I'd be all right. I could
you know how you have a baseball body, and then when football season comes around and you watch all the Giants and you watch the Giants lose to Philly, you develop some kind of
55 on the Knicks.
You develop some kind of football body.
That's
what it is.
Who gave Philly their one Lombardi trophy?
What?
Who gave Philly their one Lombardi trophy? Thanks a lot, asshole.
I'm just saying, like,
you're not saying.
If Jordan didn't have his legs, why did he drop 55?
You know how you gain a little.
Brett, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I had a great time tonight. Let's let him back. I'm gonna let you talk, but don't you mention that fucking team around here.
Stop fucking muting me. Why? Because it's not what you want to fucking hear? It's bullshit.
It is. 15 seconds. Anything you want to say to the viewing? Anything you want to say to the viewing audience before we get out of here?
Yeah, don't ever mute your best friend for speaking his mind because the other best friend doesn't want to hear his bullshit.
We out. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you, guys.
Bitches.
Oh boy.